a secure folder on Xiaomi 15T or 15T Pro, then unfortunately we do not really have dedicated ways in system, dedicated options that would allow you to create like a separated environment to store some data privately. But what we do have is, let's say, the Files app by Google, the File Manager. And in here we have this safe folder, which allows you to store pretty much any file inside that folder. It can be videos, photos, music, or audio files in general, documents, and probably some other stuff as well. So if we go to the safe folder, we can either create a PIN password or the pattern. And in this case, I'm going to set up a simple PIN code. Let's go next, enter the same password again. And there we go. Of course, we need to remember the PIN code because otherwise we will lose access to the safe folder. And in here now we can, in the safe folder, we can actually store whatever we can find on this file manager. So for example, if I go to images, of course, I can find some photos and images that I have over here. And if I want to hide it in this safe folder, I can, let's say, press and hold my finger in order to select it. I can also select multiple other stuff as well, of course. So let's say I'm going to choose these photos over here. And I'm going to tap on these three dots in the upper right corner. And then we have moved to safe folder. Of course, we need to enter the safe folder password in order to continue. And there we go. And I can do the same thing by going, let's say, to downloads. I can also go to videos and so on and so forth and just do exactly the same thing. And now if we go to the safe folder, of course, we need to enter our password in order to access the safe folder. And here we can find our stuff in here. We can, of course, remove these files from the safe folder if we want to without any issues. There we go. We just have to tap on these three dots, for example, by selecting them, and we have moved out of safe folder. Simple as that. The only downside that we have over here in this case is that we cannot hide apps into the secure folder. So if you want to store some apps privately in that safe folder, then unfortunately we cannot do that. But what we can do instead is, for example, we can hide apps or set up a password. So if we go to the security app in here, we can scroll down and then swipe up in order to open this toolbox. And in here, we should be able to find hide apps and app lock. You can choose one of these two options, or of course, both of them if you want to. But let's say in my case, I'm going to use the hide apps option because this actually allows me to, to hide apps as it says. And in here, let's say I'm going to hide WhatsApp over here. We can also see how to access those hidden apps. So it is pretty simple. We just have to spread two fingers apart. So let's say I'm going to include this app as well and this one as an example. So I have now 3 hidden apps. In the upper right corner, we can also find some settings. We can also create a password for these hidden apps, which can be quite useful, of course. And we can also hide notifications. We can also go to gestures in order to find some other information as well. So if I now use this gesture of spreading two fingers, as you can see, we can access those hidden apps. In here, we can also set up the password if we want to. And that's pretty much it. So as you can see, while we do not have the very specific secure folder that is created by the system or offered by the system, we can use the Google's Files app, which is pre-installed as well. And we can mix it with this hidden apps feature. So we can hide apps and we can create a password for these apps as well. And that is pretty much it. Thanks for watching, leave a like and subscribe.